part of the 20th century. Racial segregation was the status quo. But when it came to music, blacks and whites listened together in venues across America. This is Denver's story. Through this door came the great sounds of music, played for all to hear. Yes, quite a joint it was. The Rossonian, the most prominent building on Welter Street, stands at the five-way intersection that gave 5 Points its name. Formerly known as the Baxter Hotel, the Rossonian quickly became the jazz hotbed.
My friends call me Charlie, and my enemies call me Charles. But and I've been playing bass for 72 years, and I'm still playing bass and having fun. Every day is Christmas.
Bonafide, cool, qualified to play music. Had him jam with the likes of Billie Holiday. Dignified, Charles Burrell. A classically trained musician, Charlie Burrell was the first African American to play with the San Francisco Symphony, and the second black to play with the Denver Symphony Orchestra. One of the many places this cool cat plucked his bass was at the Rossonian Hotel.
I was there in what I call the golden times of the Rossonian, when Art Tatum was playing there, and Billie Holiday was singing there. Nat King Cole was there, had been there.
While Charles Burrell seduced his bass, Charlotte Collins stroked her keys.
Charlotte was my friend. Charlotte Mosley Collins.
The music world, especially in the jazz scene, has always been a hard way to go for women performers. In this world, Charlotte Collins survived and thrived.
I think the sincerity and her own version of numbers she played. She was comfortable at the piano.
Sassy and funny, she was self-taught, but she learned from the greats, like Art Tatum and Louise Duncan.
The first person I knew and met was Art Tatum. My mother took me, I don't remember, but he was entertaining someplace, and I met him. And my mother told him that I was interested in music and whatnot, and I never will forget the advice that he gave me. He told me if I ever went in a nightclub and played, not to play too loud because we would take the conversation away from the patrons, to play softly, and they would listen, and I always did that.
Whenever musicians came to play at the Rossonian, they called Charlotte.
I played for Arthur David there, played there, and it was packed always with white people. Our black people could hardly get in.
Arriving on the jazz scene before Charlie and Charlotte was a trailblazer of the music scene in Denver, George Morrison. George had always wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and play violin. His dad was known as a champion fiddler of Missouri, but there wasn't a classical orchestra in the United States that would hire black violinists, so George chose to play jazz. Morrison and his orchestra enjoyed great success. They traveled and performed throughout the United States. In the 1920s, Morrison and his 12-piece orchestra performed in London before the King and Queen of England. His orchestra included artists Jelly Roll Morton, Andy Kirk, and Jimmy Lunceford. George Morrison was also an entrepreneur. He was the owner of the casino and other businesses in 5 Points. George always called Denver his home, and he played violin at Shorter AME Church for 58 years. Charlie Burrell, Charlie Collins, and George Morrison. These are 3 of Denver's musical stories. They fill the Rossonian with great memories.
When I see pictures of someone that I have liked in life, I said, that brings back good memories. when they see me, I want them to bring back happy